Good morning, Thursday. First day of summer's behind us now. Like we're rolling big. Today we're talking about a dealership selling for the biggest bucks. Goodbye to the Chevy Bolt. Free gas on the 4th. Actually, you probably can't see it. No, you can't see it on the stream. I have a lightning bolt on my shirt today.
Do you really?
I do.
Look at you.
Can't see it.
On
And
brand.
I chose this before the show was built. So
okay.
No
I was
affiliation.
like, man, this guy, he's really swinging for the
or endorsement therein.
That's good.
Hey, yesterday was your
Thursday.
Woo. Yeah, yesterday was your first day back after a few days off. How'd yesterday treat you?
I'm telling you what, everybody knows what this feeling is like. I get home yesterday, kind of staring across the table. My wife looks at me. She's like, "What's up?" I was like,
Wednesday was like a Thursday.
No, I was like, Wednesday was like 3 Mondays compiled together, like when everything is like, oh my goodness, everything's so behind, but also everything's moving so fast.
Everything's fine.
Here it comes, that's how yesterday felt. I don't know. You take off, you're out of the office for a week and it's like everything goes silent.
It happens. Right. And you were coming right off of like an event week, right? So
you came off
event. We had Live Tonight, More Than Cars filming, into a family wedding or something, and into like
yo, cheers to the people that do that more often. I'm out.
No, that's the thing with more often.
Hey, speaking of More Than Cars, Paul,
what?
We did record episode 2 last week, but
we did.
If you have not caught or told your friends or your family members or your friends or family members, friends and family members,
family members, yeah,
to check out More Than Cars, share with everyone to go to morethancars.tv, watch it. You can watch back through the live stream on LinkedIn or on YouTube, whichever one floats your boat. If you can get it on the smart TV or the whole 9 yards, check it out. Share it with people. It's only 24 and a half minutes. It's real
TV
quick,
show.
real fast. It moves. It's a TV show. It's fun. It's night watching with your family. Share it with people.
So much better than doom scrolling through Netflix
all day
or Amazon Prime.
Yes.
If you're looking for something to catch on the evening that isn't that nonsense, go to More Than Cars. It's real stories, real people in the industry that you already love. And episode 2 is going to level it up so much. It is going to be an utterly painful experience cutting what we shot down to 24 minutes. Utterly painful. I think we're going to have to have a director's cut, an extended version, release the content else, because you have no idea the amazing things happen in the industry, which is why we're making the show.
Yeah. Speaking of episode 2.
Whoa.
Stop.
See, we did ASOTU CON last year, but we're doing number 2 this year. And speaking of doing things way bigger and better, we're going way bigger and better this year. You got to get your tickets to ASOTU CON at ASOTUCon.com. Ticket prices go up on July 1st.
Yeah, so last week of the lowest price.
Don't miss the cut, y'all.
And let's give you a pro tip since it's just you and us on the stream.
Just come in close. Come in close.
You want to book your tickets soon so you can book your hotel soon so you can get in the main hotel. Yes. We have like 200 plus rooms allocated, but those are going to be gone super fast. I think last year ASOTU CON was like less than half the size and we booked out 195 rooms in a heartbeat. Bam. So like if there is a reason to book early, aside from saving the $100 or so, do it so you can book the hotel rooms first so that you closest to us can be literally closest to us.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of $100 or so,
yeah. Oh, they were
maybe not quite.
There were $100 bills falling off this wagon as it was driving down the road. In a record-breaking transaction, Florida-based Hendrickson Toyota, the second busiest dealership in the United States, has been sold to the Morgan Automotive Group in what has become the most expensive dealer purchase in the history, I'll finish that sentence, of the world. All the money. The landmark deal facilitated exclusively by Haig Partners underscores a vibrant dealership buy-sell market undeterred by the ongoing uncertainties of the COVID pandemic. So listen, this is a 30-plus year family dealership. Al Hendrickson Jr. said in a press release, "I always knew I wanted to be in business with my dad, and I'm so incredibly fortunate to have had the opportunity to spend the last 30 plus years working with him and learning from him. Our approach to business has always been that we're not the car business. Rather, we are in the people business. We love this guy already. I've never met him.
Come on, Al, let's go.
So he said, we live by our slogan. It's all about you and providing exceptional customer service, making it a point to know all of our 200 associates by name and being active in our communities. It's more than I ever dreamed of. So I like the fact that Morgan Automotive, who bought them, is also a family business in Florida's largest dealership group, who now is at 67 stores across multiple brands. Big time, big time.
It's a big group. Morgan is growing quickly. They're doing, they're a private company, so we don't see them as much as we see like Lithia, which also announced the purchase of a Ford store yesterday. They're starting they opened up the buying season, I feel like, earlier this month. So but they are growing fast. We see them on top lists all the time. They are leaning into obviously the Florida area, so they're a very regionally focused group. So it makes sense that they would buy a store like this. And then my knowledge of the Morgan Group is that the heart of Al Hendrickson Toyota will probably be able to continue very, very long into the future because it is a people-based business. So kudos to the organization, to the Haig Group who threw down. We had a comment as we got this story over from the Haig Group. Amy, who's a part of that, just said like, "Hey, this just proves that auto is a place where people can thrive and do well in life, make a bunch of money, like whether you start from humble beginnings or are part of a large group or wherever you're at, like just the reminder that transactions at this size, like I was thinking about this, how many SaaS companies in auto have ever seen an exit like this? Not many. Well, couple few.
Well, here's the deal too. It's like they didn't release the official numbers, but we have a couple friends in the industry, and we'll give you the generality of it is like including real estate and the CEO. I mean, we're talking probably close to like $500 million. That's a lot of money, man. That is a lot of money.
Unbelievable what it looks like. So
congrats to everyone involved. Haig Partners as well. Obviously, it's a really great thing for them, and they just have a history of like record-breaking transactions. And if you've ever met Alan Haig, he's just like, if I'm selling something this big, I want his demeanor
so cool
and his experience next to me, because he's just got that vibe to like he's the one that could definitely calm the nerves of someone about to like try to transact at that amount. So fun stuff. Maybe we'll try to have them all on the show. We'll try to get everybody on.
I think we should. We should have everyone on the show chat about it.
Sure. Okay. Try to chat. Segue. I don't know.
And I've wasted all of my segue.
You did. Well, speaking of the lightning bolt that's on my shirt.
Stop. Segue time.
That's a cheap one. If you want a Chevy Bolt, though, you better get to the dealership really fast. Time is running out for fans of the popular EV, as GM has announced they'll be discontinuing production of the Bolt later this year. We already talked about that. Now, they did say they're going to focus on the new Ultium platform, but now we kind of have a date. So the last order cycle for the Chevy Bolt is going to start on Thursday, August 17th. Now, the Bolt has been a bestseller, and GM's like, it's been a huge technical achievement, but they're moving to the new platform. CEO Mary Barra said, Bolt is something that has built up a lot of loyalty and equity. So I can't say more because I don't discuss future product programs, but it was primarily a move from second generation to third generation. Now, I've seen some stuff on LinkedIn of people just saying like, I think it was Jim Ellis maybe that posted it, who says EVs aren't affordable, and he's got a picture of the Bolt there, and it's like, look, you can get this thing for $27,000. The dealers that I've talked to, I think it was Phil Gill of Tom Gill Chevrolet. He's like, I drove a Bolt for 2 years and I loved it. My wife and I had that and a Tesla Model 3, and we'd fight over who got to drive the Bolt.
So interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's been a great car. Like, it came out, I think, a year after the Leaf originally came out. So really early on in kind of the legacy OEMs entering into the EV space again in the mass market. They had some fire, discrepancies early on, but they fixed all that. And so there's been, a big culture around Bolt ownership. So I would see a potential of like bringing some level of that type of drive back, because the Equinox, which they're going to be pressing initially to kind of recapture that market, is in that crossover utility vehicle size. And so getting a slightly smaller car out there is, I think, going to be something that GM is going to want to do. But I get it. Like, replatforming a car on top of a skateboard is a hard thing to do. So there's a lot of R&D that goes into that. So, just switching that up. And if you're a Bolt person, get there while they're getting started.
I wonder what the resale is going to do on those. Somebody, the top comment on this article said, if you have a 20-mile commute to work, based on that, the fuel savings and the resale value of the Bolt, you can drive it for 3 years and have it be practically free, is what he said. I haven't vetted that out, but
I can imagine that's true. I
really can too. So it'll be interesting to see what these do in resale and how many people are going to try to order them. Because if it's that kind of car and they're going to stop being produced, I guess it has a lot to do with what Chevy does put out next. There are 3 vehicles on the Ultium based coming out, launching this year: Silverado EV, Blazer EV, and the Equinox EV. The starting price or the base, they say 30,000, but I think there's very little trust in the OEMs that like the promised base level of a vehicle will ever make it to market when it's an EV, because it really hasn't happened yet. So it's like, well, it says 30,000, but likely the ones that are produced are slightly higher trim levels. So it's probably gonna be closer to, my guess is probably closer to like 40,000. And which will leave a big gap in the market, I guess.
Still chasing that mid-20s EV.
Speaking of gap.
There's wow.
You like that? I mean, that's a little removed, but if you know,
That's a bold move. That's a bold move. See, if you've ever gotten an Old Navy gift card, you know exactly what Paul's talking about. Yes. Old Navy is leaning into the automotive experience tied to the 4th of July, as they're giving free gas away to the first 250 cars at some racetrack gas stations across 5 U.S. states. The free gas events will take place on, listen up, because if you're in one of these cities, you're going to want to listen: Orlando, Atlanta, Dallas, New Orleans, and
Kyle's
Nashville.
getting in line. Kyle's telling his wife, you're waking up at 6 a.m. We're getting
at the gas station. You're going to get a gift card. No, actually, it's really funny because I was just, we were just on a road trip, and I was through Atlanta and Cincinnati and all through. Nashville had the cheapest gas prices of all of them.
Well, that made you feel good.
It felt great. I felt good. I was like, all right, I'm going to come fill up over here. Not a problem. So if you've got an Old Navy credit card, which if you've ever been to Old Navy, you've been asked 3 times whether or not you want the credit card as well. You would get a $50 racetrack gift card. So a little bit of love.
No.
There.
You get if you have a credit card, you get $100.
Whoa, $100.
$50. Yeah, if you have a card, you get double the money. So it's $50 gift card. If you have a credit card, you get double. So you get 100.
Unbelievable. And then they've got a little bit of free fuel thing going on their social media game too. So kudos to them for kind of crossing the boundaries of, of the vertical and getting into like the real life situation of what people are thinking about and just being present and available. Kind of a fun little activation to think
cool
about.
Brand play. I think it's cool brand play. Like when you think about Old Navy and 4th of July, if you're walking through a mall or you see one, right, they always lean in to the displays and the 4th, and to tie it back to something that just like, road trips, 4th of July, traveling, seeing family, going to see fireworks. Like cars are a big part of that. And I think that there's an opportunity for a lot of dealerships to lean into this type of promotion, right? Sure. You happen to sell cars, people drive cars on the 4th, everybody wants free gas, and you want them to test drive your vehicles, right? Or come in for service or a checkup or something like that. I think there's something there.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of dealerships doing stuff like this, so I'm sure we'll get a couple stories out there on the old LinkedIn. And hey, if you do something on July 4th, make sure and let us know. We want to know what's coming up, what you're talking about, what you're doing. So that'd be pretty cool. Hey, real quick, this story didn't make it into our show notes, but we had a young man named Devin Sully on Auto Collabs a couple weeks ago. If you go to his LinkedIn right now,
spell it. Devin,
Sooley. If you go to his LinkedIn, you can find his first 7-minute episode of his trip across Nova Scotia with an Ioniq 6. So if you follow Auto Collabs, that podcast, and if you were watching that, make sure you go check that out because it is really fun.
It's a dealer-made documentary.
Dealer-made,
Ioniq 6.
Like, Yeah, like
all the things.
Vlog
We're big
style
fans.
documentary. It's great.
We're big
Great.
fans over here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're big fans of Thursday. We're big fans of you going out there and serving people. We're big fans of getting things done. And we're big fans of, I don't know what else. Just
The
this
auto
industry.
industry.
Yeah, call it that.